Hi, Alina. You know what? I did not make sure my desktop was clean before I started. It's clean. Okay. You know what? Actually, don't think I'll leave that open. Alright. I'm actually gonna start in like 3 minutes. I'm just kind of tired. Hold on. Bonjour. Hello, Lizzie. Gosh. I feel like I feel like I might creep out a couple voice actors once they see how the lip sync process is done. But I'm just so used to it, it doesn't even bother me. I mean, I don't really have to wait too long. Hi. I'm. What's. Brainless. Oh my god, Lizzie. Alright, so what I have here is the scene. I have the audio for the whole scene. I imagine it out and I add all the sound effects and stuff. I'm not gonna play too much of it back because I mean there's nothing even spoilerish in the scene. I don't even mind if this is up for public. It's fine. So this is the whole scene. The voice actor's audio I always have at the top layer, and anything else like music, sound effects, ambience, that's all below. So here I try to keep all my voice actors' lines on the same, like each voice actor's lines on the same thing. So right here is Julia's voice actor's lines, and right here is Robin's voice actor's lines. So it wasn't organized though for the whole time. Like when I first get into it, I'm like, oh shit, I need this here, I need this here. Like I can still imagine this here. It looks all over the place, but this is me um after I arrange it and shit. This is like me when I have nothing to do and I actually take the time to organize it. So this is what I do for now. I don't have a more organized way of doing this. I'm saying this in advance to what I'm about to show you. So my scenes are usually never long, which is why I think I can get away with this. So I animate 2 lines. I render them, like I render a little audio chunk. And again, it's kind of inconvenient for right now, but my scenes are shorter, so I can get away with this. Also, let me know if the music is too loud. Hello, Izumini. So here's one of Julia's lines. I'm gonna go ahead and render this. Just make sure it's highlighted. Go ahead and go down. It doesn't really matter the format since I'm just using it as lip sync reference. So I just go to MP3. I choose one of the settings, and since this is Julia's first line, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it Julia 1. I'm gonna go ahead and render it. It doesn't take long at all. Alright, and as you guys know, I animate in Blender. So, I'm gonna scooch this over, make sure I can see everything. Okay. Alright, so this thing right here, which shows you the wavelengths for the keyframes and all that stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and change this to Video Sequence Editor. And then once that changes to this, You get these options right here, and I'm going to do add sound. I'm going to find Julia 1, do add sound strip, and there it is. Now, first things first, before I even add any mocap or animate anything else, I animate the mouth. And I learned my lesson from the very first lip sync short that I did, which was in a world full of, is it stale potatoes? No, it's just in a world full of potatoes, right? I don't know. I just rewatched it last night for the first time in like 3 years, and I already forgot the title. Yeah, so I animate the mouth first, because once the rig starts moving, it's very hard to animate the mouth. So anything that I'm not going to be animating with, such as the eye thing and the IK stuff, I hide. I scroll down over here and I turn off everything but AF rig. And I'm using Sweet Summer's rig. I'm gonna go ahead and link her Twitter. I believe that's where I got it from. Downloaded it from her Twitter. Just give me 1 second, I have to find her app. I mean her app, her at. Okay, it is at Sweet Sabanita on Twitter. And this is rig credit. So, that way if you guys want to use her rig is my favorite. I don't use the one that is on that WordPress site. I don't use that one anymore. I use the IK rig, because IK rig is great because you could do really crazy stuff like that. Alright, so you're going to be able to hear the lines. I want to make sure Blender's not too loud. So I think in this line she's saying just this. It's the simple 2 words. Let me see.
Just this.
Yep, that's all she's saying. So, oops. Okay. So I find where they say the first word, the first syllable, which is about like 10 frames in, about. So I go to that first spot where I hear them make noise, and I select all these bones right here. That's from the jaw up to, what is this? Cheek. I need to start doing this, but I don't really animate the cheeks with the words. I do it after. I need to start animating the cheeks with the words. But I'm just gonna go ahead and select them. So here I have a mouth pose library. I made this one myself. It's very rusty and it's very limited because I don't even actually have all the sounds here, because some sounds that I realize I'm missing I just do manually later on. So here's what I have right now. I have like a ah, ooh, e, p/b, all that. I made that one myself. And I don't know how to upload pose libraries, because I would make this available for everybody, but I don't know how. Anyway, so I find the J sound, which I have right here next to CH, because they're roughly the same mouth pose. So kind of looks like that. I press this little button right here and it automatically makes the bones go into that pose. So there we go. I try and keep in mind the sim that I'm animating for and their lip size. Very important, because if you have sims with fuller lips, you have to over animate a little bit. Not over animate, but you just kind of have to compensate for the size of their lips. So I'm animating for Julia. Her lips are about the size of this rig's lips, so I kind of have that in mind, and I'm like, oh, okay, this should be good. Oh, thank you, Lizzie. So if I do feel like it might be a little bit too short, I mean, not like exaggerated enough, I just go ahead and move the keyframes a little bit. So, and you can always add style to it. And you're really not moving it that much, really not. So, So yeah, this one's the J sound. There you go. Now, I'm going to focus on these 10 keyframes before she starts talking. And this space I call the ad-lib space. Because before, if you ever, like, just watched a video of somebody talking, I don't know, or you just watch somebody talking, before they actually form their lips into the shape that they're going to be speaking in, they kind of do a bunch of weird things with their lips. Like, I don't know, they might lick their lips, or they might make a completely different shape or whatever. I call that the ad-lib space. I usually do that before I finish the animation, but I think for now I'm just going to go ahead and keep going with it and show you how I get in, like I do a full thing. But don't worry, I didn't forget about this. I'm going to get back to it. All right. So, if you ever watch a lip sync tutorial, oh, I'm glad that I can help. If you ever watch a lip sync tutorial, they'll usually tell you to make the mouth pose about, I think it's 1 or 2 keyframes before the sound is actually heard. To me, I noticed that I thankfully have not had any issues with that. I don't think I typically do that. Or maybe I do and I just don't notice it. I just keep playing it back over and over and over and over again until it looks right. And also, as you guys know, usually in Sims 2 and Sims 3, they film in slow motion and then speed it up in their editor. That's because it helps prevent laggy shots. And that gives us an opportunity to match up the lip sync. So I don't really have to worry about animating about a keyframe or 2 ahead of time. So I guess that's a bonus about filming in slow motion. All right. So again, this is gonna make a lot of voice actors shy, maybe, but yeah. So we do listen to your audio over and over and over and over again, make sure that we got it right. So, but absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about. Because again, I'm really just focused on making sure that the lip sync is how I want it and it appears the way that I want it to in game. So yeah, you guys are gonna have to get used to that because you're gonna hear this line over and over and over again. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. So she starts saying just at about 10 keyframes in, and I know that the next mouth pose she'll be doing is a pose that makes the sound, which I think I can get away with one of these vowels here. I think it's definitely gonna be the A sound. So I go a little bit before, and then I press play.
Just this.
So she says it really fast, so it's honestly about right here, because already at 13 keyframes, she's saying the S sound. So, if anything, I might need to move this up. So, you know what? I guess I do animate about a keyframe or 2 ahead of time. So, apparently I do. So, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you want to animate a keyframe or 2 ahead of time, so that way you have room. So, I'm just going to press G while all these keyframes are selected and scooch it up to maybe about 8. And if anything, we could always move it forward again. So this time at 10 keyframes, I'm going to have her go ahead and do the A pose. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure A is selected and press this little magnifying glass. I don't really know what that icon's supposed to be, but it's something. So this is what the us sound looks like. If anything, I might drop the corner of her lips a little bit. So this is where I normally add like another preset to make this one specifically for like an sound or something. Which I might do. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you that since it's a tutorial. So I'm just gonna kind of perfect it a little bit. Oh, what usually helps too as well is I kind of pull up a lip sync battle, lip sync poses. If this will help you too, you just usually look this up. They have good tutorials here. So I kind of know already what it looks like because I do it myself. Like I make the mouth pose myself. But if that helps, feel free to pull up a thing. They usually help. All right. So here we go for the sound. It's about like that. And again, this is really rough, but we already got two keyframes here. So I already know that she's about to make the sound next. So I'm just gonna go 2 keyframes right here. I'm gonna go to 12, Select all the bones again. By the way, I'm pressing Control and left clicking and selecting all the keyframes. So now that they're all selected, I have a sound right here. And I'm going to go ahead and press this button. So now it looks like she's saying just. Oh, okay. So you know one thing I noticed here is that when two keyframes here kind of look the same, when you play it back in game, it might literally look like that, like they're chewing gum or something. But I'm gonna do something at the end called polishing, which kind of helps not make it look like that. So we already have just, and I already know she's gonna make the TH sound next. So animate the tongue there. There it is. That's a little TH. Might raise the lip a little bit. This time, instead of going 2 keyframes ahead, I'm going to go ahead and go 1. And if it's too fast, I can always adjust it. So for the sound, I usually use the E pose. That's good. And then I'm going to go this. Adjust this. Actually, hold on. That's too fast. Yeah, I try not to actually ever put... Yeah, don't do that. Don't put 2 keyframes like right next to each other, because it looks a little buggy. So, where are we at? Just this. That's another thing too, is to always keep the jaw moving. Either the jaw is going up or down. Like you see how it's turning right here? Make sure that's always moving. For realism. For this, and last one is the S sound again. Just this. Alright. Now, when I play this back, it's going to be a little bit out of sync, and that's because I have it evenly spaced out. Well, it may be out of sync. Let's see. And that's completely fine, because I'm going to show you how to move the keyframes around up in here. I usually turn off the circles here so I can see everything as clearly as I can. Alright, go ahead and start from the beginning. Let's see.
Just this.
There you go. So luckily this time it's already in sync, and I don't really have to move it around too much. But if it were out of sync, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and move that. So you're going to go ahead and re-select the bones. Now up in here, you have the dope sheet summary. If something is out of sync, let's say if I want to move, oh really? I got your same lip sync setup. Looks more cleaner. Yeah, I wanna still polish it up. This is just what I'm working with for now. So, but yeah, that's cool. Alright, so the expanding brain meme to me. Oh, that's so great. Oh man. Okay, so if you want to move the keyframe, make sure you select the one that's at the very top, the orange highlighted part, because if you just select something down here, that means you're only selecting it for that specific bone, and you want to make sure you're selecting it for all of them. So you just right click it, press G, and it'll move wherever you need it. Now, of course, that's not going to make the lip sync line up, but that's if you were animating too fast and you do need to move something. There you go.
This.
Actually, it makes it look a little bit more stylized if you do it like that.
Just this.
There you go. Move it like a little bit.
Just this.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna watch it back one more time. Now, I'm only doing this because I'm streaming. I'm trying not to play back too many times, but in reality, I already would have played this back like 30 times, making sure that I have everything down the way that I want it. But I'm gonna do it one more time.
Just this.
So it looks like it's a little bit too fast, maybe right here. So you see how I made space when I moved this keyframe? I'm gonna grab a little bit more. I'm gonna grab the last one and I space it out just a little bit like that. And I might even move this one. Okay.
Just this.
See, now it's almost a little bit more perfect.
Just this.
At this point, it's basically polished enough. for these keyframes right here, I still haven't added the ad lib space or for the beginning and the end right here. But for the meat and potatoes of it,
Just this.
it's good. So there you go. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the ad lib at the beginning, which, yep, that's great. That's totally what I meant to do. Usually what I do is, hi, Lady King Sims. Hold on. Hi, hope you're doing well. So before you're doing this, and I've been to do my own animations with the sections. Oh, okay, I'm good. Yeah, that's good. I hope this helps. Yay, this makes me so happy. I was scrolling through. What kind of made me want to do this is, for one, it helps me get work done, because when I know people are watching me, I want to work more. And two, I was watching In a World Full of Potatoes, and I had a couple people asking me how I did the lip sync, and I don't know, it just made me want to do something today. So yeah, let's do the beginning of it. And yeah, I use that phrase, meat and potatoes. One of my professors uses it like crazy. So he's got me saying it again. Okay, so ad lib space, usually, you know what pose I usually tend to use a lot when I'm not animating the mouth? I need to stop doing this, but I make them do the pose, because you know when you know when you're just kind of thinking and you kind of press your lips together? That's kind of what it looks like. This one's really rusty. I don't know why I have this one as my preset, because it's honestly, it really needs to be updated, because this does not work for all Sims. This pose unfortunately doesn't. I had one before that was way better, and it used to work for a majority of my Sims. This one doesn't. I think it's because of the way that the lips are curled. Yeah. But I don't think for this one I'm gonna use this one, only because of the character that I'm animating for. I feel like at this point she might be smirking. So, it's hella helpful. I uploaded a bit of my Insta about 2 hours ago. Let's lip sync, and it looks hella choppy. So I'm gonna lean off you, senpai. Glad I could assist. When the enjoyment hits. Oh my god, Lizzie. So since this is Sweet Simmer's rig, she already has a couple mouth poses, or facial expressions, sorry. So her facial expressions, hers use the whole face. Like, they use the cheeks, maybe even the nose, the lower cheeks, they use everything. So when it comes to making poses, like the ad-lib poses, I'm gonna go ahead and select like pretty much all the bones, because I don't really know what she animated for this. I mean, what she has for her pose library. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna find hers. It's anything that starts with an F. Let's see. I'm gonna go in extra. Let's see. I think these ones are more disgusted, careless. Keep in mind the nature of your line. So here, I know this line is a more sarcastic one, so I might look for something that might match that. So if it's a brow lift, that usually means like it's a suspicious kind of looking thing, like a questioning thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this. There we go. All right, so that one might be fine. Now, Sweet Simmer has a really EA style of animation, which I love, but for my Sims, it kind of makes them look like they're still doing EA animations, which sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So if anything, I edit hers a little bit. Like here, I might not actually have nose animated. I might leave that alone. Actually, no, that's fine. Hold on. I might do it, but just a little bit less. Okay. And then I want this to kind of look like a fake smile. So how am I gonna do that? Well, I make the face myself, so I might be silent for a second, because every time I'm doing lip sync, I make the faces myself. Hold on one second. Hi, can you call me June 24th? Is this live? It will be saved, because I have some kind of ADHD, and I'm feeling like I'd have to rewatch this. Absolutely, I will definitely leave this up on my channel. If anything, I might make it unlisted, just because I'm kind of going through like a channel cleaning right now. Well, I already went through it, but I'm just trying to keep videos up there kind of organized. So anything, I might put it in a playlist, but the playlist will definitely be public, and you can feel free to find it there. Or I might just leave it public for a while. It's fine, because I don't know the next time I might upload a video. So I'll leave this up. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so gonna go ahead and make this expression myself. So hold on, I might be quiet for a second. It's a good thing I don't have a webcam. Alright, now, of course the expression itself doesn't look really sarcastic because brows play a huge part, but again, I only animate the mouth first. Once the mouth looks a-okay, then I go ahead and I animate everything else, because the brows are a huge factor towards this. But so attention to detail here. If it's a fake smile, you know, the ends of the lips usually kind of curl down. The lips look pretty straight. There's not really much expression going on here. So, well, not expression, I'm saying there's not much, like, activity in the lips going on here. Alright, so here's the thing though. When you do an ad lib space, it's gonna automatically just start going. Like, so you want to kind of keep it animated up to here. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump. So I animated the first keyframe here. I'm gonna go ahead and jump to maybe about keyframe 6, and I want to make sure that she's still doing that fake smile right up until she has to talk. So go ahead and keep doing this. Okay. Okay, so here we go. That looks about right. Let's see if I should do anything with the jaw. Usually the jaw I kind of leave alone. But one of the things that's kind of frustrating about doing lip sync is that you have to keep certain things moving, because the face, I don't know how many muscles are in the face. Like, there's a whole science and study behind this, but the face is constantly moving. It's kind of like how your tongue is like constantly always moving, like how it never sits comfortably in your mouth. The face is always moving. Your lips are always kind of twitching, even if you don't see it or really feel it. It's always moving. Your eyebrows are, your cheeks are. So that's attention to detail. Even if it's just really slight, you know, like just rotating the jaw a little bit. You know, you just kind of grow an eye for it. You grow a third eye for it. I don't know why I said that. Alright. So now we got some ad lib space.
Just
there you go. See? It's really like you do all that just for a couple keyframes, but so we're gonna go ahead and watch back what we have so far. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the rig so you guys can see it more clearly. I'm now aware of my nasty boy tongue. Thanks, Lux. Sorry. I hate trying to add more facial movements only because I have no idea what to add half the time. Again, when I do lip sync, I swear, it's my voice actor's audio playing and I'm just mouthing right over it. Take inspiration from, you know, what you imagine what your voice actors might have been doing when they're recording it, you know? Like, imagine the facial expressions they might have been making, or, you know, just reanimate it yourself, like in your, like, react out the line yourself, you know, and pay attention to what you do with your mouth, and just keep that in mind. All right.
just this.
So now,
Just this.
the beginning looks really good, and now we're just gonna go ahead and animate the end. And once you get the hang of this, I promise it's not this slow, because I think I've already spent like 30-ish minutes on that. Is it time I set up a face cam while I record? Oh my gosh, that would be so cool, because you know what? I can't even tell you how many times I've been thinking of doing like a little mini documentary series of like everything that goes into making a sim series, because I know we're like such a small community. Well, I don't really know, are we really a small community anymore, like the machinima community? I don't know, but I just think that there's so much that really goes into it. It's really a brilliant thing when you think about it, you know, the animation process in general, especially for something that's a video game that's already made, you know, like you could make a whole documentary about it. So, and I want everybody's participation as much as possible, so if you want to, you can go ahead and go for it. Alright, so now that she's finished this last syllable, I'm gonna go ahead and go two keyframes after, 24, 25, And I might make her smile again. So I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna use Sweet Simmer, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab the cheeks, everything right there. Actually, instead of 2, I might do 3. Oh, actually, forgot about the nose. Don't touch the nose. Also, don't forget to animate your noses. That's really important, because I'm gonna pull up an old file actually, to show you why you should animate the nose, because I did it and it was great. Is the nose moving much? Not really. It's kind of frustrating because I know I said, like, you know, make sure you animate the nose, and here you can see that it's not really animated. Let me see, what can I do here? I think I want to try something. This is kind of an experimental thing. If it doesn't work out, I'll just turn it off. Let's see, what is it closest to? How about left cheek? Alright, so I'm gonna have it copy the location of left cheek. It's gonna look really scary for a second. Well, not really scary. If you animate, you already know that it looks horrendous at all times, but... Okay. Turn the influence way down. Let's see. There we go. Alright, so that kind of does look pretty good. You know what? Let's try another one. Let's try left mouth. I'm gonna explain to you what I'm doing in a second. I just want to see if this is legit. Yeah, I think left cheek was better. Alright, because your nose moves a little bit when you talk. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. Alright, so what I just did was I copied the location and turned the influence way down to follow the movements of the left cheek. So that way it looks like the nose actually has like facial tissue that's attached to this cheek muscle right here. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. So I set the influence to about 49. I'm going to go ahead and do that same thing. Copy location. AF rig. Yeah, make sure it's on the actual rig here. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for left cheek. Turn the influence. Oh, no, sorry. Right cheek. I'm going to turn the influence way down. Going. I do that same thing. Okay. Let's see. Let me see what you say. Oh Lord, I just realized what a pain my recordings must be for lip syncs, given how many dumb ad libs. No, you have no idea. It is so fun animating to ad libs. Because, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it up now. I'm gonna go ahead and show you now because. All right. I don't remember which animation is that. Which one is that one? I think it's. Is it 16? I think it's 16. Lizzie, this is one of yours. No, I don't know whose this is. That's not yours. I think this one's yours. Nope. What did I just open? 16, so I think this one. Is it? This one I might have to mute because it has a spoiler in it. But go ahead. There's gonna be a pause at the beginning. That's just my leeway space. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off so you guys can see. This is me animating to one of your ad libs. Let me make sure the audio's not actually playing. Ah, it's playing. I gotta turn it off. I muted the wrong one. Alright, let's try this. There we go. Alright, so I think at the beginning of this, you laughed or something. Like, it's an angry line, but you were giggling, I think, at the start. Because, you know, when you're so angry, you kind of do that laugh, and it was really fun. Like, it was, it was super fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Alright, okay. She kind of moves a lot in this, so I'm trying to keep close so that way you can see. Alright. See, like, you had laughed, and even though it's an angry animation, I was able to, like, I did that little smile at the beginning. That's why it's so fun. I love doing that. So, I love ad-libs. Go ahead, give them to me. Alright, I see my comment section blowing up. Hold on, let me read it. Let's see. I've been watching my own nose when I talk now. I'm so sorry that I made everybody insecure about that. I don't know why. I didn't think to copy the location of the cheek to the nose. I only have the location set to the corners of the mouth to follow the cheek or something like that. That's another good one, too. The corners of the mouth to the cheek. That's definitely a smart one. Might have been the other way around. Angry but giggling is my whole personality. Alright.
Just this.
Oh, I forgot the audio was on. Alright, so this smile is kind of fast. Happened a little bit too fast. So I'm going to go ahead and move it over a couple of keyframes. There we go. Okay. Alright, now even though the line stops here. Oh, I just taught myself this. It's a reminder. I don't know. It randomly popped up into my head last night when I was animating. I was finishing up one of my scenes, just editing some last bits. And this is very important to remember. It is always better to over animate than to under animate. And what that means is animating a little bit before your animation starts and animating a little bit after your animation is done. And that is because when you film, I learned this the hard way. When you film, you will notice that as soon as that line stops, like let's say you animated right up until when it ends, like as soon as that line stops, you're gonna automatically have to like cut right to the next shot where the next person starts talking. And it makes it just, the flow is just so rapid there, and it doesn't feel like it's two humans actually communicating, you know, because you know when two people talk, like there's seconds in between where they're kind of processing what the other is saying, they're having reactions to what the other is saying. That's why it's so important to animate before and a little bit after. I mean, context is definitely still important here. Like sometimes you may not have to. You can start right away and the line can just, you know, but just in general, usually if it's like a back to forth dialogue, please animate a little bit before and a little bit after. It's going to help you so much. And it also kind of helps so that way you don't have to make separate idle animations for when the other one's talking. It helps a lot, but those are still good to do anyway. All right. Oh god, the chat. I can never get over how good your animations are. I realize it's from plenty of time to practice, but all the work you've done has definitely not gone to waste. I appreciate that wholeheartedly. That means so much. I'm literally supposed to be doing schoolwork, but now you got me motivated to finish animating in this darn story I've been working on. Good. Well, get your work done first. Make sure you get that done, and don't worry, animation's not going anywhere. I don't know why, but I always animate the entire scene, even when the character is silent for 30 seconds. I still find myself animating. That's what I really want to do, actually. Even though I know it makes animation like really long and the file size pretty big, and you know when you want the animation to loop again, you gotta wait. Even then, still that's really good because again, when you don't want to film the character talking the whole time and you want to cut to another shot, that'll really help you out because then you can film the other person idling and it fills in some of the space. So that's actually really good that you do that. Right. Okay. Let's add a little bit more animation here. So at this point, I'm just doing some subtle mouth movements because this animation's basically done. At this point, I'm gonna be searching for a mocap file to accommodate for this. I might move the jaw a little bit. Another thing too, I know people move the jaw mainly up and down, but the jaw really does actually have the ability to turn this way ever so slightly. And I don't mean like this, but just ever so slightly, you can do this with your jaw a little bit. Just really, really slightly. Or maybe it's actually this and I'm just doing the wrong thing. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Somebody's cooking something downstairs and it smells really good. Hold on, my arm fell asleep. Give me 1 second. I gotta stretch. Okay. I want to do these more often as well too, because I really don't like making tutorial videos. Because again, there's so much you need to cover, and when it's like this instead, where I can answer questions as they come, it's just, oh god, it's so far better. So, alright, that's fine. There we go. Alright, so I know I'm supposed to go to sleep 1 hour ago, but I had to watch even a few minutes of this. What? But I had to watch even a few minutes of this live. Thank you for your advice. Thanks to you, I can't wait to start working on other animations. Thank you, and good night. I hope you have a great night, and I'm so happy that you could turn in for a little bit. Yeah, this will still be up on my YouTube channel, so that way people can give it a watch. I've been itching to do these, too. Because I know there's more people coming in the community, and there's people that have already been here, and they're finally getting around to making series and stuff, so... Cool thing too, when you make your sim smile, pop those cheeks out. I don't remember actually doing this. I think this is actually one of Sweet Simmer's pose things. So, and when they stop smiling, make sure you drop the cheeks. There we go. Now I think the mocap will compensate for the rest of this, and any other mouth movements that I see fit, I will animate. So, again, there's no spoilers in this scene, so I can go ahead and tell you what's going on. This character, Julia, she's setting a snack on a counter. So, I'm going to need to look for a mocap file that compensates for that. Now, I don't really like to use this website right here. I've been having to use it for a lot, though, only because the other one that I used got shut down. But I like to animate for myself, though. I try to do the animations as much as I can by hand. But there's nothing wrong with using mocap as a base, just to get the root movement, so that way it looks more human-like. Essentially just moves this T shape right here. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn on all the bones. I mean, all the... Stop hiding the thing. I just forgot to speak. So I'm going to find something that I can pass off as setting something down. So, let's see. Sometimes I wish shape keys worked for the sim rig so you can add creases to the smiles. Right? Gosh, I always wish I say this all the time. Like, when you smile, you have a nasolabial crease, which is this thing right here that shows up. Of course, it's all the way across the face. It's not like this. But, God, I wish Sims, had that. You can only get it when you use, a face app or something. Does this one have an adjustable thing? Usually when it has something adjustable, like the height. This one looks really stupid, though, so I'm probably not gonna use this one. I need it to be set down on a counter, so I'm not gonna use this one. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I really don't use this website, and I try to animate for myself. Just because I don't really like depending on mocap too much. Even though, obviously, it gives you the most realistic results, if you don't find the thing you're looking for, it can really suck. So, I think even this one I might be able to get away with. I'm not sure. Actually, let's go ahead and do it and mirror it. And I might do the right hand instead. Turn on the overdrive. Turn on character arm space. There you go. Yeah, I know people use their Connects, and I wish I had one, because it would help a lot. I mean, I'm not the greatest actor, obviously. If I tried to act out half the stuff that I needed, it would look crazy. But still, it's nice to have that flexibility. It takes forever to download. I probably could have found a better one, but I'm just trying to get something just to get this animation done. Alright. And I use .dae. Is that DAE? Yeah, I use .dae files. Alright. She's supposed to be holding a bag of chips. I think let me see. A bag of chips or something? I don't know. I might need to make the accessory for that, or I might just film it as a decor objects on the counter. I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. which brings me to my next point, is always save your animation, your blend files. I've learned the hard way of not doing that, but do it. It's going to save you. If you need to go back and tweak it, that way you don't have to do it all the way over again. So, ooh, excuse me. Oh yeah, how long is this animation anyway? Oh, this is definitely long enough because she stops talking at like 40 frames. Yeah, make sure you get mocap files that are definitely long enough to fill up your your vocal space. All right, so now we're gonna get into the next part. Let's see. DAE files seem to work better, I learned. Since sometimes with BVH or FBX files, sometimes your feet don't stay level to the floor. Yes, that's another thing too. For one, FBX files, they take forever to load in. And two, BVH files, they do also work a little bit better than the latter, but they can still be really janky sometimes. So whenever you load up a BVH or FBX or whatever, it comes in with its own name. Like the one that was here just now, it said Armature. I always rename it to 1, and here's the reason why I do that. Also, I hide it so that way it's a little less laggy when I play back the animation. Is because when I'm looking to retarget it, like when I go to copy location, it's right there at the top, instead of if it was named Armature, it'd be somewhere down here, I think. So I just rename it 1 so that way it's easy to find. So she's gonna be doing some really crazy shit while I'm trying to retarget this, so let's go ahead and do this, I think at this point, most of the community knows now how to do retargeting for mocap, so there's not really much to explain here, but if you do want me to explain it, I happily will. Which hand was it? Was it the right hand or was it the left hand? It was the right hand, right? And, okay, so even though she's pointing, you want to know why I think this animation won't work? It might. Let me see. I might have to look for another one, which is again why I don't like using this website. I actually set up my rig to where I use this plugin called MakeWalk, so it'll automatically import the BVH, and I don't have to struggle with retarget all the time. Is that the one that I had? Is it MakeWalk or MakeHuman? MakeHuman. I think that, yeah. I did have that for a while, but then I stopped using BVHs, which sucked because the MakeWalk kind of helped. But for some reason, when I would use that one, it would make it wouldn't retarget as well as I needed it to. I mean, it still did work, but like for instance, the shoulder, like where I needed this, where I needed this to retarget for the shoulder, it would actually be like up here at the collarbones. And it would be kind of frustrating. But all right, so let's see. Okay, so I think this animation may not work. Hold on. Yeah, okay, so this animation is a little bit slow. Like, you see how she points? Actually, that might be fine, because you know why? I think I can just scooch this back. So if I do that, I gotta make sure I'm hiding all this. So I want her to say, when she says this, that's when I want her to point. So let's see how that works out.
Just this.
Oh, whoops. Forgot to hide it, so that way it's not lagging. Sorry, the eyes look really crazy. I'm gonna show you how I animate. The eyes is another part, too, that I was kind of excited to do a little tutorial on, because as you can see, they look kind of crazy right now.
Just this.
So that's a little bit better. That works out.
Just this.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. So I might stick with that one. So I'm gonna animate the body a little bit later. Now this still is a lip sync tutorial, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I animate the rest of the face. Obviously, eyebrows are still very extremely important to animating the face. So here is what I do. Damn, she looks really creepy right now. kind of annoying because her body's turned. And I'm gonna turn it a little bit. Alright, so she's talking to somebody that's at eye level with her. So I keep that in mind. Why is the neck? Like, what's going on here? I'm gonna go ahead and mute the... Actually, no, it's fine, because again, as you guys know, I said that I listened to the audio like 10 times over, but I know sometimes it can get a little bit annoying. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and... I love how I said I'm gonna animate the body last, and here I am still animating the body. Let's go ahead and animate the eyes and the eyebrows, because it really helps with the whole storytelling process. Alright, so I'm animating this obviously with the perspective of Sweet Simmer's rig. So with Sweet Simmer's rig, you cannot have this close to the face, otherwise she goes cross-eyed. So I move it back about like right there is good, like maybe where I think the other person's face might be. So the other character is over a counter. You can put the objects in the scene if you want. I honestly want to start doing that so that way I know, but I already have the scene in my head. Like, I know what the lot looks like, so I think that's why I don't add in the objects. But the other person's going to be above the counter, about like right there, so that's why I want her to look. And, okay, right there. I want to make sure that her head... She looks so scary for some reason. Like, I feel like this is one of those days where the rig looks scarier than other days. Does anybody have those days where they're animating? And like the rig just looks unnecessarily more scarier than usual. Alright. Okay, so again, I want to keep that sarcastic look going on. So... and make sure that she's still looking at the same target. Okay. Alright, now that that's basically done... Oh. This person kind of talks with a pretty relaxed eye expression. Okay, I'll go ahead and hide all the eyes, eye controllers and stuff. Alright, again, eyebrows are a huge part. Actually, she looks a little bit too dead. Hold on. Let me raise her eyelids a little bit more. Don't worry, I didn't forget about blinking, because I know a lot of people asked me about that as well. I didn't forget. Blinking is honestly really easy. Like, once you set the first couple keyframes, it's super easy. Okay. Shit, so now I have her looking up. It's annoying when you gotta fix this every time. Make sure that she's looking at the same target. Alright. Eye movement is basically... Oh, you know what? Sorry, I just got an idea. See? So, I might have her look down at the thing that she places on the counter, which is the snack. So, I'm gonna have her look down, actually. Look down at what she places. Haha, that's such a good idea. Actually still have her keep looking down right here, and as she's talking, I think I'm gonna have her look up. See, it adds so much style to it. Like, what the hell? All right. Okay, we're safe to move on to the eyebrows. Okay. Now, when they're smiling, when you smile, your lower lid comes up a little bit. Now she's looking down, so it's a little bit tricky. You only have to move it up a little bit. She's basically smiling this whole animation, so I think the only time I really need to move it back down is when she smiles a little bit less. So maybe like right there. Have her go back down. Okay, cool. Alright, eyebrows. As long as they're not in the neutral position, I only have to move them a little bit. Eyebrows really say a lot about what the hell's going on. Just kind of animate as you see fit, like for real. Like basically all I'm doing is just I animate the brows a little bit, and then I go maybe about 10 something keyframes out, and then I animate again. And emphasis on certain words like this. I might have her brows even like pop up for a second. So at this point now this has just turned into like an attention to detail class, which is fine. I mean, it's useful. So I might have them pop up and she's gonna be like, like that. Here's an annoying thing though, is that when you have like in between frames like this, they tend to look a little funky, so don't forget to fix those. I mean, although they can make for really funny things later on, it's like at the same time, if your game lags at that one spot, it's gonna look really sucky. So these are just the things that you keep in mind.
Just this.
There we go. Now, her body moves a lot, and I want her head to be a little bit more still. I try and keep in mind the angle I'm going to film this from. Like, honestly, I think I might film it. You know what I kind of want to do? I kind of want to do a revealing shot. Like, I kind of want to do something like that. I think that's what I might do. Which is hard because she moves. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and play back what I have. And I think the last thing I'll show you guys is blinking. I'm just adding some little last details. This is what I mean by over animate. Like, I'm just gonna do some little last things. Actually, there's two more things I want to show you. And that is doing some final lip pose polish and blinking. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the blinking first, just because it's so easy. Okay. Alright, now blinking. Normally, if any of you have ever used any of my animations, you notice that as soon as the animation starts, the rig blinks. That's because that's the keyframes that I take to copy and keep pasting over and over and over again. Now, sometimes I can't always do that, and this is one of the cases where I can't, because she's looking down, and that means that when I animate her blinking, like you see how her eyes are almost like how narrow they are right now. If I were to animate her blinking right now when they're as narrow as they are, or later when her eyes are wider, she won't blink all the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and overcompensate, and I'm gonna make her blink when her eyes are about right here. So this is where I want her eyes to close. Does it really make a difference? No, it doesn't. No. Okay, I'm going to start the blink here. So this is where she's going to start to blink. So what I do is I select the eye, upper lid, and lower lid for both eyes by just taking Control and just selecting all of them. Now, I press R, don't move the mouse, and just click. And then I press G, don't move the mouse, and click. I move the mouse a little bit, which is annoying. But, yeah. So, that sets the first frame for the blink. And I make my blinks 6 frames long. So right now I'm at 23, so I'm going to go to 29. And then I do the same thing. R, click, G, click. By the way, here's why you don't move the mouse, because if you press R, then the eyelids will move. So, same thing with G, then the whole eyes will move. So, then I go to, 2 keyframes in from the starting keyframe. So right now I'm at 23, 24, 25. This is where her eyes will be closed. Now, we don't blink at the same duration every time, but I just leave it at the same duration unless it's going to be noticeable. So, like, unless the character's tired, they're going to blink slower. Or if they're upset, they're going to blink slower. This is just a normal, like, type of sarcastic talking animation. I don't really have to pay too much attention to the blink speed. Alright. So I take the upper lid, and then I press R twice, so you get the green and red arrows, and then you rotate it down just enough, about like that. You're going to leave some space because the lower lid is going to come up, and you have the meat right there, and you do the same thing. Because I've noticed when I watch certain animations back, I've noticed animators tend to only animate the upper lid when blinking. In reality, both lids move when you blink. So, there you go. Now both eyes are closed, and guess what? You just finished the blinking animation. That's it. Now I'm going to go ahead and watch it back. Let me move it so you guys can see.
What's this?
And that's how easy it is to make a blinking
What's
animation.
this?
That's it. Now, if you want to, so that way you don't have to do this every single time you want the character to blink. You just select all the keyframes you made the blinking with. You're going to go ahead and find them on the dope sheet. Usually they're right next to each other, but sometimes they're not, depending on what I animate first, like the order that I animate something. So here we go. Here's both of the lower lids. I'm going to go ahead and select these by pressing B. And I'm going to go ahead and select just the upper lid. What? Hold on. Why is this selecting? I don't want this to select. I just want this. There we go. Alright. And then I'm going to make sure that you have your eyelid things selected. You'll see that they're highlighted. You just press Control C while you're over any of the keyframes and in any position. Closed, open, doesn't matter. You just have to be over one of them. And then I go anywhere in the animation that I think a blink would suit, and I just press Control V. So if I want her to blink here, actually I'm not going to have her blink here because, see, her eyelashes clip through her face. So I'm going to have her blink again somewhere where her eyes are open. Like right here. Whoa, hold on, she's only blinking with one eye. She just winked. There we go. Now we're blinking again there. And here's another thing that is a very cute attention to detail is double blinking. Basically, all you do for this is you go to the last keyframe, and while you're still on it, you press Control V again, and she'll double blink. And it looks like this. It's kind of cute. So
This.
for this, I don't really think it's necessary, but that's just a little tip I thought I'd show you. Alright, I'm gonna have her blink one more time. And at this point, the only thing I have left to animate is
Just this.
the hand. I'm trying to keep in mind what's actually going to be in the shot that I'm filming. See, this is why I don't like using mixed ammo stuff, just because it looks so... Ugh. I don't know. There we go.
Just this.
Okay. I have her hand point down. Actually, I'm trying to think of how I want her hand to move. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know. See, that might be fine, even though it looks a little janky. I'm really just keeping in mind what angle I'm going to be filming from, and I don't think her hand is going to be in shot. I just know that her, maybe from elbow up, it might be. Or maybe even from, like, bust up. Maybe that's where I might film it. Because, again, I think this is going to be a revealing shot. Like, I might film it from, like, right here. And then go up like that. Okay. Cool. And I guess I'll just have her point if I ever do film the hand, but I honestly don't think I am. Another good thing about her rig is that she has hand poses. That comes in handy, because I don't even have to do the point myself. It's right there. And I'll have her do a rest pose, like right before it. Semi-closed. Semi-open. Rest. Okay.
Just this.
That's fine. Alright. Alright, guys. Last thing I have to show you is, oh my god. This animation is not looking at all how I turned out, how I imagined it in my head. Like, she was actually supposed to be, like, leaning on the counter and doing all this other stuff. But, again, I don't have my own mocap studio, so I gotta work with what I got. Alright, so the last thing is polishing the lip pose. The lip poses, I mean, sorry. So, when I do the mouth poses, obviously I have these presets here, you know, and they're gonna look the same. You know, every time I click on them, they're gonna look the same, because when I save them, that's the pose that I wanted it to show up as every single time I click on it. But I want to stylize it, and that means if I do an angrier animation, like when I was showing you the animation that I did for Lizzie, the mouth movement was much more exaggerated. Like, the jaw dropped lower when she was angrier. Like, when you're angry, your upper lip kind of curls up and it does that thing. I did that for her. So here we're going to stylize it a little bit. It honestly really doesn't need much stylizing for real, but I'm going to just go ahead and do it anyway. So I think for this stylization, I'm just going to go ahead and keep her smiling the whole time. Basically, I'm just going to keep a little smirk going on the whole time. That's all. I only had to do it for a couple keyframes because, again, the line is only 2 words. So, and that's basically it, because I have a feeling I know where I'm going to be filming this from. So here is the finished thing. God, I need to go eat because I'm really hungry. Sleepy, and I wanna. What time is it? It's 5:40. I think I can finish this whole scene by today if I'm being for real. So here we go. This is it. Played back. Okay, hold on. I already noticed something that I already don't like, and it's this little. It's this. There's something about this that's bugging me. Hold on. This is why I always recommend watch your animations back without the rig showing, because you'll notice way more things. These little circles do block out a lot. So I just want to lower this, for example. Gonna head out. This live stream is so calming now in the background. That's all super interesting. Thank you, Luxias. Night night. Good night, Alina. Hope you sleep well. I'm almost done here anyway. 5 minutes. Alright. Kind of fixed what I wanted to fix there. Okay. Alright. So now I'm ready to go ahead and watch this back and tweak any errors that I see.
Just this.
And since this animation is simple enough, I think
Just this.
I kind of like it. So I usually watch it back about like 10 to 20 times, and I watch a different part of the body each time. But again, for like the 20th time, I think I'm just going to film this from bust up, so I know I don't really have to worry too much about the hand movement, even though it definitely could be better. I always just animate it just in case, even if it's just a little sloppy, just something. So I'm going to watch it a couple more times.
Just this.
So this time I was watching the mouth.
Just this.
That's fine. Eyes.
Just this.
That's fine as well. Eyebrows.
Just this.
Also fine. So at this point, I think I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure everything is not hidden. Everything's selectable, including the mocap database. So I know people can't stand this when I do this with my animations. They're like, why are your animations like, why is there a pause at the beginning? The reason that I do that, I do have a reason. Because if I just put the animation in game as it is, like if I just go ahead and I save the animation from the 0 keyframe and leave it at the 250 something keyframe, it's going to loop so weird. I don't have an example, but it doesn't work out well. That's really the reason that I do that. So I know you guys hate it, I'm sorry, but you can just cut it out in your editor. Sorry. Okay. I always leave a mini pause at the start of my animation. Yeah, it really helps out so much. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is select the rig by pressing A twice. I go ahead and control select the whole thing, so that way the IK and all that is selected. I press I go down to whole character, and then I'm gonna go about 30 from my last keyframe, so maybe about like 108, which is really about 20, but it's fine. Just to basically where she stops moving, I do the same thing. Press I, whole character. Alright, and then I select everything in here by pressing A twice as well. And then the pause that I usually leave at the beginning is about anywhere from like no less than like 15. So I usually do 20, because I think 20 is about 1 second of pause. So alright, and then I do I one last time, whole character, and that's a finished animation. So there we go. Now I have a grocery list for my animation. I literally call it a grocery list. And I think this is the fourth scene, which is, nope, this is not the fourth scene. This is the fifth scene, which is this. This is a talking animation, and I have what I want it to be named right here. I go ahead and copy that. I go File, Export. You guys know how this works. Come on. I go to Sims3 Animation, Control V, and I save it in Episode 1 Animations. Boop. Alright, and as I said, always save your blend files. So I do Save As, and I'm just going to name it the same exact thing that I named the exported animation. So, and there you go. Now, of course, when you watch it back, unless you move the audio file with it, the audio is going to keep playing while the animation is still paused.
Just this.
So if you want to watch it back again one more time, just to make sure you move up the thing. All right, there she is. That's the finished animation. I'm not going to go ahead and load up my game because that's going to take way too damn long. I don't know. You guys will see it when the episode's out. I'm not going to talk too much about what's going on. Just know that I am working on it. Alright, thanks everybody for attending, and I hope you guys learned a thing or two. Again, I am going to leave this up on my channel. I'll keep it public for a while, but I hate kind of having that up on my channel. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't really like it. So I'm going to put it in a playlist later on down the road, but for now, it will still be up public on my channel. You can come back, watch it whenever. And if you have any more questions, I think my Discord's kind of public out there. I have it somewhere out there. I don't know. If you guys need it, I'll leave it in the description of the video if you have any more questions. So thank you all for coming. I will see you soon, hopefully with another video. I'm planning to hopefully have another Machinima out before you guys see anything related to this series. Right now, this is just a thing kind of between me and my voice actors and other close simmers. I'm trying not to get anybody hyped up because, as you guys know, I'll announce something and then, you know, I don't want to speak that into existence though, because this time I feel really passionate about it. But, you know, all right, I'm gonna drink water. God, I'm so thirsty. This is really good. I caught it at the tail end, but still found it helpful. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. It was super fascinating. Have a good night. All right, have a good night, you guys, because it seems like most of you guys are going to bed. I'm just about to go eat dinner, and then I'm going to keep animating. All right, so I'll see you next time. I forgot how to end this. Oh, there's a big end stream button right there. Okay, see you guys.